Yo yo yo, this is Solo, also known as SPLGum, also known as SpatialGum, also known as Grunt, Yar's Team's called Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, yesterday I did a video request from you guys to my strongest Sing pairs per region, per role. And your comments, thank you for the comments by the way, I really appreciate them. You guys suggested that what if I do another one, but this time instead of by region, I do it per type. So we have a couple of types. We have, if I'm not mistaken, 18 types of Sing pairs, as you can see over here in the Hall of Fame. We have 18 types, starting from normal, fire, water, electric, grass, ice, fighting, poison, ground, flying, psychic, bug, rock, ghost, dragon, dark, steel, and fairy. And in this video, we're going to discuss at least my top types per role, per region. So before anything else, let me disband all these teams to make this quite organized or something. Let's make a new team. Let's disband this other one as well. Okay.
Farewell.
So, yeah, if you agree or disagree with any of my choices, do let me know in the comment section as well. But let us begin. I'm gonna start with normal type. So, normal type. So here's how I will do it. I will be taking my picks on the strongest normal, or rather strike, tech, then support. And after that, I'm going to pick one, the top one for all the roles. So for normal, strike, we don't have a lot of choices. I am picking May or Spring May as my as the strongest. I think nobody can deny this. The best striker for normal types. For tech, I think nobody can also deny that Gladion is the best one here. Now for the last one. This is a challenge. Cheryl just got her Sync Grid recently. Meanwhile, Leaf over here is very good support. Can raise all your stats, well, almost all 6 different stats with the use of her sync move. But then you need to use at least 3 sync moves using Eevee for this one, which makes or takes quite a lot of setup over here. Meanwhile, we also have Classic Red, who honestly speaking, in my opinion, is better than Classic Leaf. Well, not really just because, but You and Me does wonders. And you can actually combine You and Me with Gladion and make, Gladion with his use of his trainer move becomes the type that the opponent is weak to. Plus, this guy has a G-Max Replenish, which can give that back. And then, You and Me also reduces your sync move countdown, raises your critical hit rate. I think that's the most important thing. Raise your critical hit rate, which Leaf cannot do. Meanwhile, Red cannot exactly raise defenses very efficiently. I mean, Leaf could, but very slowly. This guy could, but quite challenging. Quite RNG base for group moral support 4. Meanwhile, Team Alert Mind requires you to lower your HP to half or below. But despite all that, I think Red still bags this. And then also, I think he gets Safety Net in his grid, which allows you to have an endure effect for each one. So I'm picking Red for this one. And so that is our best normal type team that is our best normal type team. And now I want to let me know if you feel Leaf is better than Classic Red or Red. But I feel that Red has an edge. And now, out of the 3, who's the best one? Red. If it's gonna be Leaf though, Leaf, May, or Gladion? Spring May can raise defenses. That's what I love about Spring May as well. She also has Potion and very, very interesting striker, honestly. Leaf or May is my question. Leaf, May, or Gladion? What about you guys? What do you guys think? I will not answer that question. I think that's a little bit too hard. Meanwhile, Red is easily the top pick out of the 3 for me. Okay, that's for normal types. Now let us move on to Fire. Okay, Fire type striker. Okay, I think, and I honestly believe that this is just a fight between SYGNA Suit Red and Leon.
You've got nothing to worry about.
And sorry, Team Red, but I am super... I feel that Leon far surpasses Red in terms of fire type damage, at least. Leon can take the super preparation for 50% chance of giving yourself a super effective up next. If the opponent is burned, you got a couple of multipliers over here with Scorching Sink. Meanwhile, Red, you need to raise your attack stat for Haymaker, plus you're reliant on Sun. Meanwhile, Leon, you just have to burn the opponent. And how do you burn the opponent? You just use Inferno and the opponent is burned. Sure, Leon takes a little bit of setup with Strike Oppose, but Leon takes the cake for this one. And by a mile, at least for me. But also, yeah, Leon is also a Master Fair. Red is not a Master, or SYGNA Suit Red is not a Master Fair. But I am curious, if Silver gets a 6-star EX form and a power boost, how will he compare to Leon? While Blue and Arcanine is a free-to-play sync pair. Pretty good, but not anywhere as good as the others. Okay, for tech sync pairs, I think this is easy. Master Fair is the way to go. Serena is, you know, you use Sleep Chain, but if considering all things, Anniversary N is the best fire-type tech sync pair here. With, you can debuff the opponent by a lot using Noble Roar. Blue Flare is also a very reliable special defense debuffer for the opponent. Thus, you can make your move gauge accelerate using his trainer move. So, Anniversary N it is. Now for support, here's the thing. I am considering BP sync pairs here. And I have this BP sync pair to raise my defense and special defense by 4. She has a very, very high 40% MP refresh rate for that one, so you can actually maximize your defenses quite easily, especially if you pair her up with Leon. Leon will lower his defenses. She can raise defenses. She has X regen all, plus if you use her sync move, she has synchro healing, which can recover everyone's health. Meanwhile, I guess her biggest competitor here is Kiawe, who is like a slightly better version, or rather not slightly better, but a better version of Torchic, plus he can also lower the defenses of the opponent.
It takes a lot of
plus he has 6-star EX, plus he can speed up the move gauge. So, people are probably gonna disagree here, but I honestly feel that despite Kiawe having a 6-star EX, I feel that Evelyn, at least at 3 out of 5, mind you, at 3 out of 5, I know a lot of you are not willing to give candies to these BP Master supports, but at 3 out of 5, Evelyn is a very, very good support. Now, she cannot raise her or her own allies' critical hit rate, so you have to take that into consideration. Meanwhile, Kiawe has Potion, can raise everyone's critical hit rate using Dancing Fever, plus also certain tiles on his grid allow him to raise everyone's critical hit rate as well without using a trainer move. So, despite that, since these other two sync pairs I have can raise their own critical hit rate, I just need a defense buffer. And the perfect defense buffer is Evelyn. And I use Evelyn quite a lot in Champion Stadium as well. I do not use Kiawe a lot. He is my favorite trial captain though. But I feel that Evelyn surpasses Kiawe. And with this fire synergy, we can bring in the fire teamwork master passive skill of Evelyn as well, which, you know, powers up the moves and lowers attack move damage we receive from the opponent. So that is for our fire types, guys. Now, let's set our tactics first. Now, let's move on to the next type, which is water. This will be challenging. Water Striker. I guess there's no question about this. But honestly, guys, honestly, Summer Gloria is very, very, very good. People have, you know, when she came out together with Summer Marnie, people were like, ditch Summer Gloria, she's worthless. We have too many water types. No, she's really good, guys. She can... a lot of free moves over here. Critical freebie, critical refresh, and then just as long as you have a critical hit rate support, she is amazing. And you can bring in a super effective up next just by using Scope 'em Out. And Scope 'em Out, basically, every time you use it, it comes back after you attack. So you Scope 'em Out, you attack the opponent, you Scope 'em Out, you attack the opponent, you Scope 'em Out, you attack the opponent. And to make this easier, you know, you can just raise your critical hit rate using some other sync pair. She cannot raise her own critical hit rate, but she can set up critical hit next using Scope 'em Out. So basically, what her kit is about is that every time you land a critical hit, her Scope 'em Out comes back. And if you have someone else to raise your critical hit rate, the way to use her is just snipe shot, snipe shot, snipe shot, or the other moves. Then before you use a sync move, you Scope 'em Out, you have a super effective up next, you hit everyone with super effective up next damage. So, she's very good. But Archie is much better for this one, so... moving on. Okay. Tech. We have a very, very, very situational SYGNA Suit Misty. People probably did say she's trash, but I honestly love her kit. She's pretty good. She has a very, very strong Signuka 3 out of 5. But her water gun is not that good. She can evade the opponent's a lot of attacks though. Meanwhile, Nessa is very self-sufficient. She can recover HP using restrained healing, I think it's called like that. Restrained recovery rather. In one of her grids, restrained recovery. She also gets restrained freebie and so on and so forth. You can build her as a sync nuker or as an attack nuker, but not exactly both. But May can hit everyone. Meanwhile, the others just hit one opponent. May can hit everyone using Muddy Water. She can bring in Rain Dance. Very helpful for water type teams. We have Wallace, who is a very nice tanker. You can trap the opponent. But May is far superior. And then we have Seabolt, Holiday Seabolt, who until now does not have a 6-star EX. But since we're getting a 6-star EX normal Seabolt, on the 25th, I'm hoping that by the end of this year, you know, Holiday Seabolt will finally get a 6-star EX form. So, that's our tech. Now for the support, Misty and Psyduck. No, obviously, I don't think I need to answer who the best water type support is now, right? Okay. This might be a little bit more challenging than I thought. As for the tanker, SYGNA Suit Blue surpassed the others. If you want an attack buffer, the way to use this is Hilbert. Instant buff. Critical max. Defense up. Attack up. It can also raise everyone's speed. Elio, in the meantime, can make the opponents fall asleep, sleep chain, raise your attack, and I think special attack as well here. Raise your attack and special attack using We've Got Tricks. But honestly, I don't think anyone will disagree that SYGNA Suit Blue is the best water type support, right? Let me know if you disagree. But I think everyone should, 90% of you should agree that SYGNA Suit Blue is the best water type support of the team, of the game. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, guys. Let's go back. In terms of comparing Evelyn, Leon, and Anniversary N, who do I think is the best one? That's a little bit challenging. I think N, Anniversary N, just because he's a little bit more self-sufficient. He can lower the opponent's stats, attack, and special attack with Noble Roar, as well as lower the opponent's special defense. I think he can also lower another stat, I'm not sure. But Leon, on the other hand, doesn't exactly lower stats. So Anniversary N is the best one, the best fire type, at least for me. Meanwhile, for water type, the best water type is Archie. SYGNA Suit Blue, I would not say the best water type. I would more consider SYGNA Suit Blue as the best all-arounder tanker. But in terms of water types, Archie it is. And by the way, I'm not sure if you're aware, but SYGNA Suit Blue actually has a Sync Nook multiplier. I just realized this last time when I was doing my analysis or scout or skip video for SYGNA Suit Dawn. I realized that SYGNA Suit Blue actually has a Sync Nook or Sync multiplier. I'm kind of surprised about that one. So, if you don't know, if you just learned, well, congratulations. Let's move on. Electric. Aha. Aha. This might frustrate some people. Volkner. New Year Volkner is I feel, the strongest electric type striker. No, it's not N. Why not N? Because he cannot raise his own critical hit rate. Plus, this is not 100% accuracy. Plus, he can only give himself the super effective up next before he uses, or before you get a sync buff. But you're able to bypass enemy passive skills with piercing blows, and you are able to bypass the endure effect of the enemy. But aside from that, Volkner is much better. Especially if the opponent is weak to electric type attacks, he is so good. Super Duper 9 gives you a super effective up next. If the opponent is weak to electric type moves, every single attack after your first attack is gonna be a super effective up next. And then you can just have a free move next effect, 30% of that after you use your first sync move. You got electric terrain and so on and so forth. So New Year Volkner it is, and I cannot deny how good he is, both with the Sync Nook multiplier build as well as the ramming speed build. Both builds are awesome. Awesome, awesome. I switch between these builds. Sometimes I prefer the ramming speed build just because he can raise his own special attack stat, just because he can raise his own critical hit rate even without using his trainer move, just by using discharge, and by the way, also AoE attack. So, he's the best electric type striker in my heart. Let me know who's the better one in your hearts, guys. N or this guy? Tech. Okay, this is also a challenging one. This is a battle between SYGNA's, or rather Classic Alessa, Marnie, and the other N. Which, the other N is a very, very good one, can make the opponent flinch. Marnie, very, very strong sync nuke. Classic Alessa, the best debuffer in the game. And this is gonna be extremely challenging to pick, but I'm choosing either Marnie or Classic Alessa. But I think I remember choosing Classic Alessa last time, or rather Marnie last time, as my Galar of choice, Galar sync pair of choice. Unova, wait, are you Unova? Are you from Unova? Yes, you're from Unova. For the Unova thing, I think I chose another one. Yeah, I think Marnie it is, unless you want to debuff the opponent. It's pretty situational. If you want damage, Marnie. If you want debuff, Classic Alessa. But they are very, 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 very close. Very, very close. Too close, in fact, that I might actually swap them both. And as for electric type support, there's no questions asked.
You want me on
Sonia.
the team?
Sad thing is, I only have her 1 out of 5. And she gets extremely good at 3 out of 5. And I'm sad about that. She does not get any MP refresh at 1 out of 5, guys. Her MP refreshes come at 2 out of 5. And then a rough buff also can raise critical hit rate at 3 out of 5. Which is... why do I only have 1 out of 5 her? But even at 1 out of 5, I still use her in Champion Stadium and she performs very well. She can also lower everyone's or the opponent's defenses because of Defense Crush 9. So every time I attack the opponent using Tackle or Spark, I lower the opponent's defenses. So overall, she's awesome. That is our best electric types. Now, to judge these three. Best electric type. At 3 out of 5, I think this is hard. At 3 out of 5, I think the order will be Marnie, Sonia, then Volkner. Or Sonia, Marnie, Volkner. Volkner will not be there at the top, I'm sorry. But it's either Marnie or Sonia as the best electric type, I think, overall. Let's move on. Grass. Okay, Grass type striker. I did not 6-star EXU, but I think Brendan is the best one. Just because Celine needs quite a lot of setup. You need to trap the opponent and stuff. Meanwhile, Brendan's very easy to set up. You just need to use one of his trainer moves. No turning back, especially at the very first turn, so that you maximize your attack and special attack immediately. Thus, dire hit, then you can just continuously attack the opponent. So I think there's no argument about that. Meanwhile, Tech. Signature Leaf can badly poison everyone.
Looks like a job for me.
Can lower the opponent's defense and special defense with Sundering 9. Has Potion, has Mega Healing. Is it called Mega Healing? Mega Healing, yes. Which gives everyone a regen effect. Lower your sync move countdown. Signature Erika is very good, but I think Signature Leaf is better. And by the way, I know that we have other sync pairs with grass type moves like Silver and Maxi has Solar Beam, but I'm considering purely grass types here as their main type. Now, support. Oh, this is tough. Just because Lyra does not have a 6-star EX yet. This is a big one, guys. Just because Lyra does not have a 6-star EX yet, I'm choosing Dawn.
Woohoo! Ready to go.
Why am I not choosing Rosa? Rosa is not good. Rosa, yes, probably it's good for people. Yes, free 6-star EX. The game gives you technically everything you need to 6-star EX her, but she can only raise special attack. That's it. Her defenses are not exactly great. Special defense, okay. Defense, okay. But, you know, this one is much better. You can raise defense every time the opponent hits you. You get to lower their attack stat. You get to raise your own attack stat. Plus, good as new, recovers someone's HP to full. There's no MP refresh for this one. But I feel Dawn is much better than Rosa over here. And now, if we want to say who's the best grass type, I would say it's SYGNA Suit Leaf. SYGNA Suit Leaf because potion, because defense debuffs, because badly poison, you can use her in any team. And that's why she is the best grass type in the game. Okay. Next, ice. Okay. I read an article. Or rather, I think it's Game Press. Game Press actually ranked Hala higher than SYGNA Suit Leon. And I do not quite agree with that. Why? Leon can freeze opponents very well. He has a built-in 30% chance of making the opponent freeze, plus an additional 20% chance of making the opponent freeze with Cold Snap 1. If you want to go with his Sync Nuke build, there is the Hail build as well as the Freeze build. It's honestly kind of harder to build the Sync Nuke build. So if you want an easy Sync Nuke, it's Hala. Very easy to use the Sync move. But if you want to use attack... Oh wait, shucks, I forgot to change my team, sorry. Let me just put this back. Let me set a new preset team. So, you know, you're only able to use sync moves after 9 turns. Meanwhile, you're using attack moves every now and then. Every single time you use a trainer move using him, you get Mighty Command 9, which raises your physical moves next. Physical moves up next effect, powering up your Glacial Lance by 40%. If you use this, and this twice each, that raises your attack stat by 4 times 6, 240% stronger. Glacial Lance. And then Glacial Lance hits everyone. Meanwhile, Hala, his attack only hits one opponent. And yes, he gets 2 fur, which I think it's at 3 out of 5. Meaning if you hit the opponent using Break, there's a 30% chance of giving you a free move next effect. But he's slow. Leon is slow as well, but hits everyone. And with that, a super high attack stat, you can't go wrong with Leon. He's the best Ice-type striker. But let me know your thoughts. Meanwhile, Ice-type tech. This is a tough one. As a tanker, she's very good. She can give everyone a regen effect. But as a tech unit, I think I'm going Getsis here because he can lower everyone's, or rather, he can lower the opponent's attack and special attack stat, double down or double drop, Noble Roar, although you have to use it each time on each opponent. Plus Glaciate can hit everyone, so you can probably, if your move gauge is fast enough, Use Glaciate, use Glacial Lance, Glaciate, Glacial Lance, AoE Ice type attacks non-stop, and deal very, very strong damage. Meanwhile, for support, Palentine's Bay it is. Glacia has been good, but Glacia gets a hostile environment on Powder Snow, which has a 20% chance of making the opponent freeze if you have the Powder Snow. Is it hostile environment? But we have Palentine's Bay over here with team aggravation 1 for Astonish, which gives you a very high 60% chance of making the opponent flinch. Plus, if it's healing, which it will heal at the very start of the battle, you get to raise your defense and special defense by 30%, as well as every single time you attack during a hailstorm, if you have her 3 out of 5, she has Snow Sentinel 9, which raises her defense and special defense by 1. Now, Glacia cannot raise anyone's defense and special defense, if I'm not mistaken. It cannot raise her own defense as well. Palentine's Bay, very, very tanky during a snowstorm. And then Let's Share can also raise everyone's attack and special attack by 4. And give you a physical moves up next effect when it's healing, which is pretty good. So I'm going to put her as my ice type support of choice. I honestly think she's much better than Glacia. So, who's the best ice type striker? For me, it's Calyrex. Holiday Leon and Calyrex. But let me know your thoughts. And again, hit the thumbs up if you haven't and subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to make more of these from here on. Just let me know what you want to learn next. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Reset, or rather, not reset. Filter by fighting. Well, there are a lot and we have not yet reached half. Fighting! Okay, for fighting type striker, as much as I want to put Guzma here, Guzma is very, 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 very risky. He plays Dynamic Punch is a 50% chance accuracy. Yes, you can one-shot the opponent if you have a 10 stack Tenacity 3, but the way to use him is very, very advanced. I would not recommend using this for beginner players, or if you're not used to the game's mechanics. Highly suggest you to pass on cosplay Guzma. But Bane is. And Bruno is getting a 6-star, or rather not a 6-star EX. Bruno and I think Marshall is getting an expanded sync grid soon. So they're going to be very good, but not as good as Bay over here. Number 2, we have Tech. Honestly, the best tech sync there is cosplay
It's our time to shine.
Diantha. She can raise her own defense, special defense, and speed just by attacking the opponent, and lower the opponent's defense, special defense, and speed at the same time. Plus, if you're worried about missing attacks, Aura Sphere never misses. So you can decide to use Aura Sphere if the opponent's evasive. If you decide to use Secret Sword though, it's very, very strong, 192 power, but 4 move gauge. And then Strike Through can raise your special attack by 4 at the start and maximize your critical hit rate. Meaning, she gets really good very quickly. And for support, guys, I only have one. But honestly, there are more than one. We have the BP support, which I'm going to talk with you guys right now. We can go to shop. I'm not going to exchange this, by the way. I'm waiting for another BP sync pair to come out just to be safe. But over here we have Cobalion. Wait, yeah, fighting type. Cobalion with Justice for All gives you a move gauge acceleration and raises everyone's defense +2. So use this twice, you get to raise everyone's defense +4. You got Tire Hit All Plus, can maximize your critical hit rate. Rock Smash can lower the defense of the opponent. Sacred Sword ignores the raise stats of the opponent. So if the opponent has, you know, if for example Lorelei, weak to fighting, and then has Look Alive 9, every single time you attack it, get to raise her evasiveness. Sacred Sword ignores the evasiveness buff. So you're able to hit Lorelei with Sacred Sword because it treats raise stats as 0. Plus, with a Master Passive skill, Fighting Teamwork, it just raises the stats. Team Fast Track can raise your speed stat of everyone if you use any of your moves. First Aid 4 restores your HP by 40% when you're low on HP. And by the way, I forgot Honor Roll 1. So basically, after every single time you use Rock Smash, you get to lower the opponent's defense stat. So, he is the best fighting type support in the game right now. But since I do not have him, and I'm not considering getting him yet, I'm just gonna put Mylene as my strongest support over here. And don't underestimate Mylene. She can also handle the extreme battle events quite well. So don't underestimate her. Alright. Let me just set my tactics. Mylene gets hit first, followed by Diantha, followed by Bay. I think Mylene can also raise your critical hit rate using gloves off. Yep. So that's good as well. Okay. Best fighting type. It's gonna have to be Cosplay Diantha because these passive skills are awesome. Makes her a tank as well. Eventually, once her defense and special defense goes up to +6 after you use 6 Aura Spheres or 6 Secret Swords on the opponent. So, she's the best one. Although, she can only hit one opponent and not all opponents because she's a Texing pair. But that's that. Let's move on. Okay, we're finally reaching the halfway point. Poison. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is tough. Okay. Striker, Lumeria.
I'll try not to get in your way.
I mean, she's the only 6-star EXable Poison Striker. We have Tech. We have... Okay. It's a battle between Lucy and Koga. And honestly, I've been seeing people use Koga a lot as their striker.
I would be honored to accompany.
So Koga can actually save you he's actually quite a striker as well. He can raise his evasiveness stat. Meanwhile, Lucy can trap the opponent, can give herself a regen, can poison the opponent, but that's about it. You still get hit, meanwhile Koga can avoid attacks. And so Koga is my choice here. But Janine can lower the opponent's stats using Venom Drench, but that's about it. For support, no one. And now, to choose who is the best poison type we have, it's gonna be a battle between Koga and Plumeria. Just because Plumeria has a 6-star EX form and has a multiplier inertia, and certain grids of her give her a very, very high chance of making the opponent flinch using Smog. She gets staggering 4, was it? Let me check. Staggering 4, yeah. 50% chance of making the opponent flinch. And that's why I'm choosing Plumeria. And if you pair her up with Classic Red, she becomes a beast. A very, very strong one. So, Only a duo here. There's no support. So Plumeria is it. It is, guys. Next. We need poison types. We need more. Probably when Rose and Oleana comes out, Oleana, Garbodor will be a poison type. So until the Galar villain event, I'm guessing. So let's move on to ground. Ground strikers. Cynthia is very good, but her sync move does not have any multipliers. So Maxi it is, plus he can set up Sun. I will ignore his Solar Beam, but he can extend Sun as well. And Sun just makes his moves stronger, plus he's a Master Fair with Hoenn support over here. So I think nobody will disagree that Maxi is better. As for tech, we don't have a lot. We only have one, which is this guy.
Got some work to be done.
Clay.
Thing, but I'm expecting a bonus for this.
But Clay is actually very good. He can lower everyone's speed stat. And then the lower the opponent's speed stat is, the stronger his sync move becomes. It's pretty good as well. Meanwhile, I think it's gonna be easy for the ground type support. Ingo.
All aboard!
And not just a ground type support, but overall he's a very good support sync pair as well. So Ingo. I wonder if we will get an alternate outfit of Ingo, like Legends Arceus Ingo in the game eventually. I would love to see that. I love the Legends Arceus Ingo. He looks like F-Bun. So, that's our ground type team. Overall, Maxi is the best one because 6-star EXable. After Maxi, it's gonna be Ingo. Halfway point, finally. Okay. Flying type. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Ooh. This is tough. No, it's not really tough. Anniversary Steven. Why?
I won't let you down.
Let me explain. Yes, his sync move sucks, but his normal attacks are very, very strong. Lysander, Shafted, he can lower the sync move countdown, but his defenses are horrible. 162, 162. Well, a little bit higher, but he can raise his own defenses by using Dragon Ascent. And then this guy can only recover half his HP, which is sad. This guy needs a critical hit rate support, but overall very good. You can only use Bounce a couple of times. Potion has no MP refresh. Hyper Beam is quite good. Reliant on Rain, so that's why he's not exactly... I would not recommend him that much. He's pretty good, but nowhere as good as Anniversary Steven. Nate has a better sync nuke than Anniversary Steven, but then in terms of damage, normal damage, Anniversary Steven just surpasses him. Far surpasses him, most likely. And then we have Blue, who, honestly, if you do not have him Mega Evolve, he sucks. You need to Mega Evolve him and use Hurricane. That's when he's strong as heck. But before Mega Evolution, this guy sucks. So, Anniversary Steven, just have a support sync pair buff him. The higher his buff, the stronger he is. So, that's that. Tech sync pair. This is tough as well. It's a battle between Holiday Skyla, who is a very nice sync nuke, but very reliant on status conditions. If you do not have a status condition on the enemy, the sync move is gone. Very high chance of placing status conditions though. And Gift of Joy just buffs up everyone. But I think I'm choosing the Rock.
Allow me to accompany you.
Good sync nuke. Unless you have him 3 out of 5, Brave Bird is a very, very bad thing to do. But Feather Dance lowers the target's attack stat by 2. If you have him at a higher move level, you get to debuff a lot more stats. The Mobilize 1 lowers the evasiveness way down. 4 lowers the evasiveness. There are more. Slow-mo 9 lowers the speed stat. And then he has a lot to do with the buff. So the Rock, I think, is better overall. I'd rather debuff the opponent than inflicts temporary status conditions on the opponent. And for support, people are gonna disagree with me on this. I'm pretty sure. I'm very sure people will disagree. But I'm putting Skyla here.
You can count on me. Ready for takeoff.
I just do not like Faulkner's kit that much. Yes, he can raise everyone's critical hit rate. Yes, he can raise the attack and special attack of everyone. I'd rather have a defense buffer than a support that cannot raise his own defenses, that rely on evasiveness. And the only way to evade opposing attacks is by using Fly. As a support sync pair, I think you need to have some bulk. And his defenses are not exactly that high, 231, 232. Meanwhile, Skyla, well, if we do not consider her 6-star EX, I think her defense is 230 and special defense is 230 as well. But she can raise her own defenses. She has potion as well. This guy does not have potion, but he can recover his own HP using Ridicure 4. But then, what about the other sync pairs you have? So Skylight is, I also like to use Holiday Rosa a lot, but in terms of Holiday Skyla versus Rosa, I prefer Holiday Rosa versus Skyla rather. I prefer Skyla better. Just because of how free to play she is, at the same time how reliant she is. Or reliable, not reliant. So overall, best support or best flying type. It's either Skyla or Anniversary Steven. Probably Skyla. Just because you can use her everywhere. And also she has these multipliers as well, and she has ramming speed. So I think Skyla it is. Just because of how often I use her and how often people use her. Okay. Next. Let's go for Psychic. Psychic Striker. Signature Glutamine far surpasses Giovanni. Just because of this. Just that alone is a big thing. And then, this is also a very big thing. The stats are not as good as Giovanni's, but at least you get to raise every single stat except HP. Meanwhile, Giovanni raises 2 stats only. Although the special attack is very, very high, but Signature Glutamine is way, way better with more multipliers, Critical Strike 1, Brain Sink 5, as well as Double Down 9 if the opponent is weak to Psychic type attacks. Very, very, very strong damage. Signature Glutamine is my Psychic type striker of choice. For tech, it's a battle between Lear and Bianca, and I think Lear takes the lead here. For supporting this team though, for supporting Signature Glutamine, it's gonna be Bianca. But overall, Lear is much better. in terms of everything. Plus, with his passive skill, Propulsion 1, Head Start 2, you get to, and Adrenaline 2, you get to bring that sync move countdown very, very, very fast. So that's that. As for support, here's the challenge. Oh boy. This is hard. I love both SYGNA Suit Dawn and New Year Sabrina. But no, if you were to ask me the original Sabrina, no, it's not the original Sabrina. It's either the New Year Sabrina or a cosplayed or SYGNA Suit Dawn. SYGNA Suit Dawn, let's consider everything. SYGNA Suit Dawn can raise everyone's defense and special defense and critical hit rate. When you do that, your sync move countdown goes down -2. Your HP goes down to 40% if you use 2 of her trainer moves. Then you get to recover yourself using Moonlight. You get to use your sync move, recover everyone else. No damage for the opponent though. And 1 move gauge attacks. This one also has a 1 move gauge attack. Gets to raise everyone's special attack stat instead. And this one can give everyone, well, depending on who you give it to, an Endure effect. When she gets hit, 3 out of 5 you get Team Tough Luck 4, which gives you a 50% chance of raising everyone's defense or special defense or both. Plus, when you use a sync move, you get to recover 40% of your HP, which cannot be done by SYGNA Suit Dawn. Guys, which do you think is better? Earlier, I was contemplating whether to make New Year Sabrina better than this one. But I think after considering everything,
Let's get out there and make some dreams come
defense buffs, reliable defense buffs, are better than RNG defense buffs. And these two, you know, can raise their special attack to maximum immediately. Or rather, no, not this one, but this guy can steal the opponent's stats. But reliable defense buffs and critical hit rate buffs are better than RNG because Team Tough Luck depends on 50% chance of raising your defense or special defense or both. So I think SYGNA Suit Dawn is better in that regard. But very baity unit. Very, very much bait. Okay, in terms of overall, it's gonna be SYGNA Suit Lusamine taking the cake, the best psychic type. Not just the best psychic type, probably the best Mega Evolution as well. Okay. Moving on, we have Bug type. Bug type Striker, I don't think I have to disagree. Nobody can disagree with me. Best Boy Nolan is the best Bug type Striker of choice. He's the best one. He's still waiting for an expanded sync grid, but it's gonna come. He's gonna get a 6-star EX form. He's the best one. He can recover his own HP. Fury Cutter can deal over 10,000 damage with a self and stuff. No, just kidding. This guy is the best one. I'm sorry, Nolan, but I'm looking forward to your expanded sync grid and 6-star EX form. And once you get that, I'll declare you as the best one. Much better than Alder. We have the other Guzma. Oh, we have the normal Guzma. And we have Lusamine. But Alder 3 out of 5 is a beast, guys. Super duper effective 9. Critical strike 5. You cannot beat that. If the opponent is weak to bug type, devastating damage. Okay. Tech. We do not have a choice. Viola it is.
I promise I'll snag some amazing
Support.
photos.
This one, X attack all, no stone unturned, speeds up the move gauge, raises your critical hit rate. Nah. New Year Lily.
I'd love to learn all I can
Increase
from you.
everyone's evasiveness, status condition, or status shield, condition defense, direct hit all plus. Once you use a sync move, you get team sync regen, gives everyone a regen effect. She also gets like Ready Cure if the opponent misses, you get to have a chance of recovering your HP and stuff. You don't get a lot of sync pairs that can raise your evasiveness. New Year Lily it is. By a long shot. Plus, she has a 6-star EX form. Which, Bugsy does not. But then, we talked about Evelyn earlier, who does not have a 6-star EX form also. But she, I think, surpasses Kiawe with her kit. So, best bug type is Alder overall. Now, let's move on to the next one. Rock type. This is tough. I think my choice for the best rock type striker is you. You're balanced.
Good choice.
You're very balanced. Emmet is very strong, but very slow. Ingo's perfect combination is Emmet, or rather, Emmet's perfect combination is Ingo. And without this is also reliant on Sandstorm, if I'm not mistaken. So, unless you have Sand Sync, you will not be able to benefit from him very well. But then there's Classic Blue, which is also very good. But what I like best about Cosplay Hilda is how this move can raise your defense to maximum. So that means you become very tanky. As well as once you Mega Evolve, your required move gauge becomes like 2 move gauge for this strong attack and 3 move gauge for this also very strong attack. Plus Shine On can maximize your critical hit rate. Now, the best perk about Classic Blue is Direct Hit All Plus. This is the one and only striker that has a critical hit rate up for everyone. So this is very good, but you're lowering your defense. And I would rather have a tanky striker than a strong striker who cannot survive a sync move of the opponent. So he's my rock type striker of choice. Olivia is very good still though, but this guy, or rather this girl, is much better. Towering Force is a sync move multiplier. This is a sync move multiplier. There's also there's no sync move multiplier there. So a lot of sync move multipliers there. Tech. We have Grant. I think Grant is getting a sync move expansion, or rather a sync grid expansion, sorry. But we don't have the sync grid expansion yet. So right now, I think I'm going Kiawe just because of how easy it is to make the opponent flinch using Accelerock. So Accelerock can have a 60% chance of making the opponent flinch. And it's a free move. That means you do not have to spend any move gauge. Use 3 of this, use Wu Refreshing, use another 3 of that, and so on and so forth. Very good flincher. Plus, if the opponent has shields in the field of play, you can use his sync move to remove the physical and special damage reduction effect. And then, for support, we do not have a choice.
I shall accompany you.
We do not have a choice. Overall, Cosplay Hilda it is. And the second one, yeah, maybe once we get Grand Sync Grid, my choice might become Grant. I mean, Grant also has staggering, or rather, is it staggering? or aggravation. I think it's called aggravation 1 on his rock slide. So it's very, very good as well for making the opponent flinch. Plus its AoE. Kukui is only like 1 target. So I might actually put Grant up there once he gets his expanded sync grid. Now, moving on to the last few types, we have Ghost type. Ghost type Striker. Okay. Let's not disagree with this one.
I'll work hard for the team.
Her trainer move just allows her to maximize her stats immediately. Let's not disagree about that one. Morty is very good as well, but Morty is better if you pair her up with a support sync pair that can raise his evasiveness plus attack stat. Tech sync pair. I think we will also not disagree about this one, but Ghost Zone, and not just Ghost Zone,
Do this.
but her moves themselves are very strong. The fact that she can overpower Lily with her sync nuke itself. And then for support, this is a challenge. I honestly think that the BB Morty is better than
I'm ready for anything.
Phoebe. Why? Number 1, Phoebe is good for Dire Hit All Plus. Every single ghost type that we have, most of the ghost types, excluding probably, I mean, at least we're talking about this one, Morty. Morty has Dire Hit All Plus. If we go to the tech units, most of them have their own way of raising their critical hit rate. This one also can raise her own critical hit rate. Boo can raise your critical hit rate. So, hello Agatha. So what do you need Phoebe for? Phoebe, very slow buffing of defenses. Yes, she can raise defenses. Meanwhile, she can raise attack stat, yes, but your HP has to be lower. So, I'd rather use VP Morty with Potion. I see you can maximize my defenses with just 1 MP refresh. Once I use a sync move, I have synchro healing which can heal everyone. So, a lot of things to like about BP Morty over Phoebe. And so BP Morty is my pair of choice. Now, for the best ghost type. This is a little bit more challenging. If you want a tanker, more of a tanker, it's Lily. But overall, survivability is gonna be Renegade Cynthia, because she can also avoid attacks using Shadow Force. So, time your Shadow Force properly, you can maximize your survivability, plus every single time you use Shadow Force, you give yourself a super effective up next. You lower the opponent's defense and special defense stats as well. And this one, when you use Shadow Force, you charge your move gauge by 2, meaning you can use Shadow Ball immediately after, and so on and so forth. And that's what makes her the best ghost type of the game. Okay, let's move on to the last 4. Is it the last 4 types? Last 4. Dragon type. I'm confused here. I'm not sure if I want to choose Leon or SYGNA Cynthia or Palkia here. It's not gonna be Lance. Sure, let's reduce the thing. SYGNA Cynthia has a very, 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 very good trainer move. But aside from the trainer move, she's quite slow. At 245 speed, even at 6-star EX. There's Clanging Scales is a 4-move gauge attack. And yeah, she gets quite a lot of good things in her grid. But I think that Leon, with his trainer moves and everything, together with Lucky 7-9, has a 50% chance of lowering every single stat of the opponent. After you use your Eterna Beam Dynamax move or Eternamax move, you get Damage Guard next, which prevents you from getting hit. And then the higher his speed stat is, ramming speed. Plus, let's not forget, if you get him 3 out of 5, you get quite a lot of other stuff as well. Then there's the Sync Grid expansion of Palkia, which honestly is very good as well. Plus, Palkia's advantage is that critical hits land more easily. So, overall, chances of hitting the enemy with a critical hit is way higher with Palkia rather than SYGNA Suit Leon. And because of that, I don't know. Because the way to raise your attack or special attack and speed stat, you have to lower your HP to 50%. Meanwhile, Leon, every time you increase your stats, you get a super effective up next. You lower your sync move countdown. I think this is where most of us will disagree.
We're going to get the crowd roaring.
I think it's better. Dynamax can also increases damage if the opponent has a sync buff. I'm not sure Eterna Beam does that. Does it? No, it doesn't. So, agree or disagree? Let me know. Tech. I think this is easy. As much as I love Champion Iris, well, this is challenging. Lucas has a lot of things going in his kit.
You can bet I'll do my best.
He is very, very, very fast. Every single time he uses his trainer move, his next attack is gonna be free. And yes, she can debuff the opponent. She has a very good sync nuke. But I think with the speed of Lucas, I think he surpasses Champion Iris by just a little bit. But I can honestly swap the both of them, either of the two, with the best Dragon type Texing pair. Also because Dragon Zone. And we have no choice for the support unit. And that's our Dragon types. The best Dragon types of choice. Now, for the best Dragon type, it's gonna be Lucas, no questions. Very good kit overall. Very fast, very strong. Lucas is our best Dragon type. Next, last three. Wow, it's been 1 hour and 8 minutes. Okay. Last three, guys. Filter by Dark type Striker. Okay. The game decided not to drop any Dark type Strikers that can be 6-star EX. Except for Paul Hilbert. And I can agree, I can say that Paul Hilbert is very, very good, very, very strong, very, very good passive skill with Spur on 4 and Carry on 1. Insanely good. Let's say, we can all actually say unfair passive skills as well with that one. So, use the Striker. For the Texing pair, this is a challenge, but with all the showcases that I have given this guy, I think Cyrus and Darkrai deserve this spot. It can also belong to Sydney, or the almost non-stop critical hits plus confusion, or the non-stop debuffs of whatchamacallit, Mask Royale. But the dark type, you know, sleep, non-stop sleep just makes SYGNA Suit Cyrus the best one here. As for the tanker, or as for the support unit, I've seen a lot of people use Pierce, and a lot of people favor Pierce for everything. I really like Sawyer as well over Rachel, but I think I have to pick Fall Caitlyn here.
Please try not to bore
Because of
me.
how good she is. When she uses a sync move, you get a physical and special damage reduction effect. And if you use this on a permanent field effects, basically get to cut your damage all the time. I think she also gets a critical damage prevention thing somewhere in her grid. Is it Sync Wall? So if you have Sync Wall, and you have the infinite field effects, you are basically never going to be hit by a critical hit, plus every single attack damage you receive, or sync move damage you receive from the opponent, will be cut down to half. That's how good she is. Plus, you get healthy healing, you get, I think she also gets synchro healing, so you get to restore your HP, everyone's HP when you use a sync move. Then Trixie can raise everyone's attack stat, as well as accuracy and speed. You get to raise your defense, you get to raise your special defense. Cannot raise critical hit rate, but then the others can raise their own critical hit rate, so that's no problem. And that's that. The best dark type. As for all three, the best dark type, should I even say the best dark type is SYGNA Suit Cyrus? SYGNA Suit Cyrus can just do everything. Do everything. Second to the last. Filter by Steel. Striker. Out of everything I said earlier, this one might be the toughest one out of everything. I want to say Raihan, but Raihan's too reliant on Sandstorm. And Gloria cannot raise her own critical hit rate, but gets really powerful after the opponent has a sync buff. Meanwhile, Steven, every single time you use him, if you actually go to his sync grid, he has recuperation too, which will allow him to survive long battles, especially, you know, in long battles, you eventually want to just use your striker for the 6-star EX sync move. Or rather, for the sync move. And this way you get to recover his HP non-stop. He can also give himself an endure effect by using Best There Is after Mega Evolving. And that's why I honestly think, after all this time,
you have my strength at your disposal.
even with Power Chain 3, which is worthless, Steven is my best overall Steel type striker. I definitely would see a lot of you guys saying, oh, Raihan is better than Steven, but honestly, Steven is not too bad, not too bad. He can raise his critical hit rate by using 3 bullet punches with Bullet Punch Eagle Eye. It's pretty strong. He can make the opponent flinch. Meanwhile, Raihan has a 4-move gauge attack. Pretty slow, but he gets some tiles on his grid to avoid the damage, as well as I think he gets recoil removal as well, but I do not exactly give him recoil removal. So, that's the striker. For the tech sync pair, it's a battle between Palentine's Marnie and the one-shot opponent Kimono Grimsley. But honestly, it's very hard to use Kimono Grimsley. A lot of RNG needed there. I think, and I believe,
Follow my lead.
It's cosplay, or rather, it's Palentine's Marnie with Steel Zone, as well as a very, very strong sync nuke. In fact, this is the one and only sync pair I've tested everywhere that can one-shot the opponent 6-star EX 3 out of 5 with Steel Zone. First sync move, one-shot center opponent. I tested a lot of other sync pairs in the past. They cannot do it as well as Palentine's Marnie. So I think Palentine's Marnie takes the bag here. And then for the support, right now we have these three. But again, let us not forget that we have another VP support sync pair over here, which I'm gonna consider right now. Let us check it out. Let's check out... Oh wait, this is a rock type. Sorry, I thought... Wait. What did I say about the rock type support earlier? Oh, it's Roxanne. Roxanne, okay. Let me see what this guy can do. X attack all, ready to rock is a recovery thing. Raises an ally's defense by 2 stat ranks, gives an ally a gradual healing effect. I think all of the Master Passive BP's supports have synchro healing. Yes, I believe this is better than Roxanne. So, take that. Take that. I don't have him, but this is better than Roxanne. And now, going back to our best Steel-type support, Hop. Defense buffer with potion, Behemoth Bash, Free Venge for stuff and stuff, original Jasmine, defense buffs, attack buffs, critical hit rate defense buffs, endurance, last word. Meanwhile, costly Jasmine, critical hit rate up at the start, critical hit rate up, special defense up, regen for everyone, lower the special defense of everyone. I think she has a grid tile for that. Team Triage tank, vigilance. This is hard to decide. It's honestly a battle between Hop and cosplay Jasmine for me. And overall, I think cosplay Jasmine is a little bit better than Hop. But I would love to see what happens to Hop once he gets his power boost and 6-star EX form, because Hop is already very, very, very good. I'd love to see how good he becomes. But again, as usual, these are my choices. Let me know your choices in the comment section. And then last but not the least type. Oh yeah, overall steel type, strongest steel type, it's Palentine's Marnie. Just because, you know, you can also lower the opponent's attack stat here. So, last but not the least type, we have Fairy. Fairy Striker. I think it's easy, it's the Yantha.
It's our time to
This
shine.
one, very, very, very questionable solo act, especially if you look into her grid. She needs to be asleep in order to restore HP. Very questionable. As for texting pair, ooh, this one is a toughie. In terms of overall, I think it's gonna be Summer Marnie. Just because she can become very, very, very tanky. And then she can lower the opponent's special attack stat. She can also... She's very strong. She's very strong.
Let's feel that flow.
Palentine's Serena can paralyze the opponent, can lower the opponent's speed stat. And has a very strong sync nuke as well. Meanwhile, Palentine's Dawn, lower the opponent's attack stat, lower the opponent's special defense stat. In fact, the reliable way of lowering the opponent's special defense stat, aside from Anniversary N, and can lower everyone's special defense by 2 stat ranks, Anniversary N can also do that, but... Oh wait, Anniversary N cannot do that. It's the other stats that can be lowered. But... Summer Marnie it is. Summer Marnie. And for the support Sing pair... Ooh! Springberg! Or Sycamore. Springberg.
My Pokemon's buzzing to come along.
Springberg is overall a very, very good overall unit. He can raise everyone's defenses to maximum and special defense to maximum. He can raise everyone's attack stats to maximum using Metronome. Can raise everyone's attack and special attack or both. One move gauge can bring in a flurry of different things. Dire Hit All Plus can raise everyone's critical hit rate. Potion can heal an ally's HP. RNG, but very, very good overall kit. That's why Springberg is my top pick here. Overall best fairy type. Honestly, I haven't exactly been using the Yantha that often already after all that, because the Yantha has hit the gas, and hit the gas just slows down the move gauge requirement and stuff like that. But she has Propulsion 1. And this one just lowers your sync move countdown. In terms of overall though, I think Summer Marnie is the overall best fairy type, or the Yantha. Either of the two is fine by me. So let me know which one is yours. But as I did in my last video, before this video becomes extremely, extremely much longer than earlier, let me just feature them in a battle right now. So, use status conditions and other conditions against all opponents. I'm going with Moline with this one. I'm going for the maximum attack parameters. Let me just do this. Strength plus 5, sync buff. Let's give a sync buff boost. 1850 plus another one. I hope I survive quickly. And let's go for our fire type team. Okay. Let's quickly do this.
Let's begin.
As I said earlier,
True. Right.
very, very, very good. Protect us all.
This is our chance.
If there's an MP, no, there's no MP. Refresh. But that's okay. Also gets revenge boost, by the way. Let's use a Noble Roar. Let's keep at hitting the center. Let's weaken everyone. Let's use a sync move using Leon. While we weaken the sides. We have a multiplier for the center because it's burned. For the others, we do not have. Sad that it's not a critical. Oh my goodness. The opponent will be able to use a sync move. Oh, it's not a critical. That sucks. Oh, did the opponent use a critical shield? This is what I'll do, guys. I'm not sure if that's a smart idea. Oh, it is! We're done! So without that defense buff off Evelyn, we would have died. That's a +4 defense and probably a +3 defense on Leon because we have lowered our defense stat and special defense stat. Plus the enemy is burned, so that cuts the attack stat of the opponent. Okay. Use special attack moves against opponents with low special defense. Earlier, I did this. I'm going to do this again. So let's go to our psychic type. And I'm using Lear here instead of SYGNA with Luzamine. Or rather, instead of Bianca.
I feel the winds of victory.
So let's watch that sync move countdown go down very quickly. Plus, Lear can give us recovery, regen for everyone.
I'll handle this.
Give our dire hit all. Can we... You know what? I can use my sync move like right now. Not sure if I can survive that Brave Bird though. Let's use a Moonlight. Let's use this. Can we use that again?
Blinding light.
Probably everyone's dead. Nope, not yet.
Something went wrong.
Watch this.
Here we go.
Alright. We're good.
On the fairway.
We're good. Done. Very easy fight, very quick. I was not even able to attack using Lear.
Wasn't in our favor. That was quite a pleasant time.
Koopa Unbound form when? Alright, smooth battle so far. Let's move on to the third one. Use sync moves as much as possible against all opponents. I think I'm going Olivia, same as how I did on my other video. Olivia is weak to ground. So, we have these sync pairs to show. This is gonna be a little bit more challenging than the previous one. I don't know how this will go. This is gonna be fun.
Give it everything we've got. Clear.
This is gonna be fun.
Let's go. Come on.
Explore the land, sandstorm, and it ain't over, probably.
Full speed ahead.
She's all aboard. Give ourselves a free move next.
Now's my chance.
Clear the way. Leave it to me.
She's another all aboard.
Clear the way. Go.
Oh! Oh, I just realized something, guys. Stupid me realized something. Once we set up sandstorm, the sun disappears. And that kind of messed up a fight. So, let's repeat this. We probably do not need that free move next. We're okay. Our speed is not that bad.
We'll give it
So
everything
let's
we've got.
change things up.
Prepare yourself.
Go get 'em, partner.
Clear the way.
Here's another one.
Now's my chance.
Let's use a potion.
Allow me.
Oh, he's dead.
I underestimated you.
Show me some grit.
We don't have any defense buffers. That's the challenging thing. But I think as long as we do not miss, we're good. We have an endure effect. And we won. Not bad. Not bad. The first time we tried it, we released the sun. Release the sun. Sus. Technically, we're using the same sync pairs as what we did last time. Okay, dark type. This time, I'm gonna try and use Hilbert for the sync move.
Here we go.
Here we go indeed.
Mr.
Fools.
I need to raise my critical hit rate, so that's that.
This is it.
Let's use another one. Let's use Dark Void.
This should do it.
Let's use Trixie to raise his attack stat. I'm gonna wait a little bit,
Fight.
and let's use that.
I got this. Now.
Okay then. Let's begin. Here
How strong will this be? Never seen it. Ah, not a critical on.
All right.
Oh, is she an attack? Not a special attack?
Should do it.
Are you a physical attacker? No, that's a special attack. Oh. Oh, that sucks.
This should do it.
Okay, let's do this again. Yeah, maybe Darkrai should be the... Or, you know, we did not land a critical hit. Perhaps if we land a critical hit, that would be better. Or we can extend the fight a little bit. Raise my attack stats a tiny bit more.
This is it.
This should do it.
Let's see, let's see.
This is it.
This should do it.
Get them.
I've got this.
It's over.
I got this.
I've got this.
It's over. All right.
Okay, that's a very high attack stat. I don't think I'll survive though. Unless... Yep.
This should do it.
We won't survive. Oh, Darkrai survived. That's pretty good.
Not cool.
This should do it.
Okay, we might be able to change something.
Take it away.
We're not landing critical hits because...
Let's finish this.
We might clutch this.
I've gotten complacent.
Oh gosh, no. Too late. Too late. The opponent woke up too soon. Welp. But what if we use Darkrai for the sync move?
Here we go.
Here we go.
This is it.
I honestly don't know.
This is it.
No, I honestly think I want...
I got this.
I've got this.
I want you to use the sync move. Oh, this is so tough. What a tough decision.
It's over.
Can we survive? No, everyone died this time.
Expect this.
If we have a dark type support that can raise our crit, this would save a lot more time. Let me try Darkrai. Darkrai sync.
This is it.
Up again. Opponent use a trainer move first turn. I'd rather it use a normal attack so that we have another turn to do something.
Here we go.
This is it.
This should do it.
Oh! That sucks. Yeah, Dark Void is an 80% accuracy attack. We gave it, I think we got a pinpoint entry, raising our thing to 90%. I think.
Here we go.
What if I just use one?
This is it.
This should do it.
There you go.
This should do it.
Let's finish this.
What if I change stuff?
It's over.
What if I change stuff? I've been talking about how good her sync move helps us. So what if I do this?
Show them.
Let's survive that first sync move of the opponent.
Come on. It's over.
Ooh, you did not survive.
Not cool.
This should do it.
Get them.
Take it away.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, why is this happening? Ah. Oh my goodness.
Expect this.
This is irritating. I do not want to change my parameters. How many more tries will this take?
Here we go.
This is it.
How about
It's over.
There you go.
It's over.
Let's finish this. I got this.
There you go.
Now.
This should do it. All right.
no? Unless this is a critical hit, this will. Yeah, unless that's a critical hit. Should we play with RNG? Let's play with RNG. It should be a critical hit. If that's a critical hit, we survive. So I have to use at least 2 Perpetual Nightmares for a 50% chance at least
Here we go.
of landing a critical.
This is it.
It's over.
There you go.
It's over.
Let's finish this.
Need to use this one more time.
This should do it.
I got this. Let's finish this.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, this will not work. This will not work. No, that's not working.
Take it away.
That's not working. We won't survive.
Must have gotten completely.
Expect this.
You know what? I've had it. Let's just swap parameters. This team is not capable of handling these torture. Okay, we're winning now.
Here we go.
This is it.
This should do it.
There you go.
This should do it.
Fight. I got this. Get them.
This should do it. All right.
Fight.
There you go.
This should do it.
Good.
Fight.
Shake my head.
There you go.
It's over.
Fight.
There you go.
It's over. Take this.
Now.
Oh, not a critical.
No. I must have gotten complacent.
No, don't die yet. Oh no.
Expect this.
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
Not cool.
Come on. You're supposed to be an OP dark type team. You know, if I actually plays the combination of
This is it.
the Mass Royale and
This should do it.
whatchamacallit and Sydney here, I don't think I'll have any problems with this stage.
This should do it.
Let's finish this. I got this.
There you go.
This should do it.
Let's finish this.
All right.
Go.
It's over.
Okay, I think this is the winning fight now. Rather irritating, but I think we finally did it.
Take it away.
I think, and I hope we finally did it. No Dark Zone right now. Let's bring in Dark Zone. And we're done. Shake my head. Last time, this fight also took the longest time.
Looks like I won. Thanks for making the battle so fun.
Okay, moving on. Last fight. Poison. I do not know who to use. Honestly. So I think we have to off-type this, guys. We have to use an off-type team. And what better off-type team to use? Because, you know, we only have like 2 poison types over here. What better off-type team to use than I do not know. Probably let's swap parameters, use special attack moves. Let's see. Let's see. Forgot if How is a physical or special attacker.
I can't wait.
Oh, why did I use Rain Dance? Shake my head. Already raining. This is a special attacker. I've just powered him up because of the parameter. Oh, come on.
Give it my all.
Dead. Sad. It's not raining anymore. Sus. Oh, I don't think we'll survive. We're not able to raise the defense quite well. But who knows? Nope. Nope. Just one more hit though and he's dead. It's one more hit. Let's try again.
I can't wait.
Disarming voice sus.
I'm gonna give it my all. Go!
You got this.
I'm gonna give it my all. Fight!
You got this.
You can do it. Go!
think I'm a bit slow this time. Way slower. I'm not even able to use muddy water. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Let's try a different team. How about the steel type? We were talking about steel type increasing our special defense earlier. Let's use physical. Let's just sync moves quickly. Use sync moves as much as possible. For ice type can also handle this. Can also freeze all the opponents. Use status conditions. Make the opponent flinch.
I can't wait.
So, here we go. Exceed, astonish, Mwahaha, I think. Let me use a Dark Hit Plus. Flinch. Nice.
Let's finish this. We've got this.
Use another one of that. Raise all our stats all the way up.
We've got this.
Leave it to me. Go for it.
Come on. Here we go.
I'm not sure what build this is.
The sweet taste of victory. Go.
I have too many builds on Leon. Freeze. Nice.
An opening. You can do it.
Oh, that bypasses stuff.
Here we go.
Focus. Go. Focus. I've been waiting for this forever.
We've got this.
Well, let's see what happens.
For you. No.
Are you gonna freeze for me? No?
You can do it.
Aha! That disarming voice! Come on! Ah, I'm burned. Well,
Do it.
that sucks. Well, that's the Ice type team. With a couple of RNG, we will be able to do the stage. But now, time to get serious. Let's use our Steel type team. Before 1 minute, before it becomes 2 hours long. Steel, where's my Steel type reset team? Okay, let's do this.
I can't wait.
Victory. All right. Take it away.
Lynch,
Allow me. You got this.
Leave it to me.
I'm gonna use Growl non-stop.
Allow me.
Take it away.
Nice. You know what? Let me use you first. Might be helpful. Might be helpful. Hopefully we can endure
Leave it to me.
4 or at least 1 sync nuke of the opponent.
Nothing's personal.
Okay. Here we go, guys.
Leave it to me.
Here we go.
I'll really get you going.
Goodbye, enemy. I hope. Kaboom!
Wow, you're so for it.
Not over yet.
Quick. Go for it.
Air cutter, very, very sus. My move gauge is very, oh my goodness, very, very slow right now.
Here goes. Go.
Not over yet.
Take this.
I do not have Still Wish to help me, which is very sad.
That's why I like you so much. All right.
Thank you. Oh wait, what?
Take it away.
Oh, I thought. Okay, we're done. Finally done. That's it. I'm gonna end this before this reaches 1 hour. I hope you guys enjoyed this, even though it's very long. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know your top picks for the strongest sync pairs per type in the comment section as well. But with that said, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Facial Gum, also known as Grunt. Got his team's called Grunt. Let me know your other suggestions for the next few videos. Rawr!